can it be employee salaries versus different countries?
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. Very good. Piyush, can you hear me? Piyush, you're not audible. I think you have.
It can be a distance from Bangalore to Chennai and Bangalore to Hyderabad.
What is the Y here? Y continuous?
Distance. Continue.
Sorry?
Distance.
And how do you measure distance? What is the unit that
Kilometer.
you... Very good. So distance versus, you said?
Distance versus
Different cities.
Cities.
different cities.
So city 1 versus 2 versus 3. Remember, in one-way NOVA, it has to have more than 2 subgroups. So it can have 3 till whatever you can think of. Okay. And it can have, so let me share some real examples. So salary versus managers. Okay. Cycle time versus trainers. Okay, so all these can be. So the only difference between 2 sample T and Man Whitney's, this is to be used for normal and this is to be used for not normal. And difference between one-way NOVA and Moore's median is same. So there is nothing difference in terms of one-way NOVA and Moore's median.
Can we measure handling time, high versus low?
Very good. So that would be what? That would be 2 sample T, or that would be one-way NOVA, or either ways, Man Whitney or Moore's median.
I think one way.
That would be
sample T.
It would be 2 sample T or Man Whitney.
Yes, because it has 2 subgroups. If it is more than 2 subgroups, like 3 different sites, 3 different managers, 3 different trainers, 3 different products, 3 different places, then it is one-way NOVA or Moore's median. But if it has only 2, then it is 2 sample T and Man Whitney. Is it clear to all of you?
Yeah.
This is basic. This is basic. Okay. So I'll just take 5 minutes more to explain it once again before we jump to the Minitab. Minitab will not take much time to do. Test will take 30 seconds. Interpretation will take 30 seconds. It will not take much time. The only thing which takes more time is to understand and grasp these things first. And that's why I'm doing it in front of you. I could have done it earlier and showed to you. But I want you to participate in it. Rahul, are you able to hear me now? Is it the network okay?
Can you hear me now? Rahul, you're on mute.
Rahul, and Piyush are facing some network issues. So I got some messages. The network. Piyush, can you hear me? Piyush, Rahul, are you guys able to hear us?
Hi. Yes, Shiva, can you hear me now?
Yes, Rahul. Yes.
Right. I can hear you now.
Okay, Piyush, what about you?
I can hear you, but you can't hear me.
But I can hear you now.
You can hear me now?
Everybody can hear you now. Piyush, we lost you in between. And I think now somebody got disconnected again. I just got a voice. So Piyush, you mentioned class 1 versus class 2 versus class 3, X. That is an example of what?
ANOVA.
And what could be the Y here?
Average marks.
Average marks. Okay.
Marks can be continuous.
How?
Because it can be broken into subunits.
How? So if you get 10 out of 10, how can you break it? Can you break it 9.5?
Can
you get
9.5 out of 10? No?
But what is the measure of unit?
So,
number here, right?
We can use this example that in case of airlines, if you consider the efficiency of the airline and compare 2 to 3 airlines, something like that.
It's percentage, right?
Yeah.
Percentage is a discrete data or continuous?
Percentage is discrete, definitely.
Yeah. So if you say any sort of continuous data which has maybe
Actually, I do understand this concept that y should be continuous and there should be comparison between 3 to 4 different types of classes or something, but I am not getting an example right now.
no problem, Piyush. This exercise is for you all to think. This exercise is all you to think because minute time will not take much time. I can take 2 hours stretch and tell you all the
Or
tests.
we can say this the average delivery time for a particular item, and we can compare Flipkart, Amazon, and Snapdeal.
Very good. Very good, Piyush. That's a very perfect example. If I want to compare Amazon, Mantra, and Flipkart uh, with the average delivery time, then I can do this test. Okay. So I think I have covered all of you, but I just want to take 5-10 minutes more to make you explain all these tests. There are a couple of more tests which I'll be explaining, but I want to cover these once again and ask me any question in between, please. When my y is continuous and my x is also continuous, there is no prerequisite. I will do two sort of tests, correlation and regression. I will explain when I do the Minitab that why are we doing it, what is the inference out of it, what are we comparing, what are we looking, but let's first understand it. Okay. When my y is discrete and my x is discrete, I want to check whether my x has a significant impact on my y or not. Then I will do a test called chi-square. When my y is discrete and my x is continuous, where my y has to be binary, then I'll do a test called BLR, binary logistic regression. I can do a nominal logistic regression. I can do ordinal logistic regression. Okay, these three tests that I can do. Rahul, the answer is correct. Very well done. Then I have one of the most important tests, which is GLM, which is called General Linear Model Test. Here we have little variance where we have to check whether the data is normal distributed or not normal. Okay. If there is one subgroup, we do a test called one sample T. Okay. Two subgroup, two sample T. More than two subgroup, one way ANOVA. Same condition, prerequisite changes. When my data is not normal, which means I have some special causes in the data. Then in that case, for one subgroup, I do one sample psi or one sample Z. Two subgroup, I do a test called Mann-Whitney, and more than two subgroup, I do a test called Moore's median. Okay. So these are the different sort of tests that we do. There's another test that we do. All these tests are centering test. I'm talking about GLM as of now. When I'm trying to improve the centering, when I'm trying to improve the metric, okay. Since Six Sigma also focuses on the variation,
You are not audible.
so these are only, so these tests are only for, not audible.
Yeah, it's a bit choppy. Your voice is a bit choppy.
Hello, am I audible now? Is it any better?
Yes, Simran.
Much better.
Much
Okay.
better.
These tests were for centering. When you're trying to improve the performance, when you're trying to improve the mean or median, okay, average. But when you're trying to improve the variance, okay, then in that case, we do a test called test of equal variance. The condition remains the same. Y continuous, X discrete. Okay. There's only one test, but there are two different things that we go for normal and not normal. It is Levine test, and here just the name of the test has been changed now recently. Bartlett test, which is test of equal variance. The test remains. We get to know that in case of a normal, we have to look at these observations. In case of not normal, we have to look at these observations. Is it clear to all of you? These are the different combinations that we have. Apart from that, we would also be using a two proportion test. Okay, this test has both y and x discrete and x discrete, which is numbers. The purpose of this test is to check whether there is a significant improvement happened from pre-project to post-project. Okay, so significant improvement observed from pre-project to post-project. This is a test, and then there is a test which we'll be doing in Six Sigma. So we haven't done the run chart. The data has to be
Your voice is breaking.
Yeah.
normal distribution. Is everybody facing the issue?
Yeah, Simon.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes.
So I was talking about there's a run chart also that we do to check the stability in the data. This is also to be done for normal and continuous. Two proportion test is also known as 2P test. Okay. So I've just listed down all the tests that we'll be doing in this in today, tomorrow, and maybe in the next class, because we have improve and control left also. So let's start with these tests. I'll just open Minitab and start with the first test, which is correlation. So correlation basically talks about when my y is continuous and my x is also continuous. Okay. Here in this data that I don't have both, so I'll just add both quickly.
So when we do RAM between, does it follow normal or is it just distributed uniformly?
I'm not too sure about it, but I think it is depending upon the number of samples that we're taking.
I think
So if
it
the
doesn't
number of
follow
samples
norm. Yes, Simar, I think it
Piyush?
doesn't follow the normal distribution. For if you want a normally distributed random data, then you can do it by going in data analysis tool, and there you get the option of generation of random number, and you can generate them as per any distribution you want.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I'm not too pretty sure about it. It again depends upon the data that it throws.
You can plot a histogram of it,
because
now we
it's
will
a-
know.
Yeah, we will anyway test the normalcy, right?
Yeah. We can test the normalcy of this.
We can check that. We can check that. We can test that. Yeah. Let's do the correlation test first, and then we will do the test of this as well. Yeah. So I have.
So we
this
don't need
data,
normalcy for the
and
correlation
I
test.
just put it. No, there is no prerequisite to have the data as normal to do the correlation. It is only my y and x has to be continuous.